Good morning, children. Children, today we are going to start chapter number 5, and that is periodic classification of elements. Children, in this chapter we are going to learn why we classified elements, what all are the early attempts of classification, what is the modern classification which we are following nowadays, what all are the trends in the periodic table of certain properties. So children, let's start. Now children, the first question. The first question is, what do you mean by classification of elements? And another most important question is, what is the need of classification of elements? Or that time when only few elements were present, what was the requirement so that they started thinking about classifying elements? So the answer of first question is, the arranging of elements into different groups on the basis of the similarities in their properties is called classification of elements. I repeat, the arranging of elements into different groups on the basis of the similarities in their properties is called classification of elements. And children, the classification of similar elements into groups make the study of elements easier. Children, now total 118 elements are known at present, and it is really very difficult to study the properties of all these elements separately. So all the elements have been divided into few groups in such a way that elements in a same group have similar properties. Children, for example, suppose I have in total 30 elements, and out of 30 elements I am assuming there are 5 elements which are showing approximately similar chemical properties and physical properties. I pick up all those 5 elements and make one group of that element. Now it would be easier for me to study all those 5 elements in one group because the group properties will be reflecting in each one element's properties. So the classification is done on the basis of similarities in properties so that systematic study could be done with them. Now children, we are going to study here what all are the few attempts of the classification which was done by some scientist. Children, the early attempt of classification in which we will study first is the earliest attempt to classify element was grouping the known elements, and that time known elements were only 30 in number, and they simply group these 30 elements into two groups, that is metals and non-metals. But you know very well there is another category which is called as metalloids. Now that is the question arose over there, that in that classification there was no place for metalloids. And you all know metalloids are all those elements which are showing the properties of both metals and non-metals. Now the second attempt. Now another attempt of classification of element, and this is called Dobereiner's triads. In 1829, a German chemist, Dobereiner, observed that certain elements had similar properties and that he could put them together in groups of 3 elements each. Children, I repeat my point. He observed some elements are showing similar chemical properties and he can put all those elements in one group, and he decided that I can make a group where 3 elements could be present and each element of the group will be showing similar properties. For example, you are seeing on the screen there are 3 groups printed over there. Group number 1 is lithium, sodium, potassium. Second group he placed is calcium, strontium, barium, and third group is chlorine, bromine, iodine. And each group is called as triad by Dobereiner. Dobereiner explained, if I have the first and third element's atomic mass, and if I want to take out the atomic mass of the middle element, I can take average of first and third element atomic mass and I will get atomic mass of the middle element. And the condition is elements, all 3 elements which are present in triad should be arranged in their increasing atomic mass, or according to their increasing atomic mass, elements should be placed in one triad, and if I am taking average of first and third element atomic mass, I will get the atomic mass of the middle element. According to Dobereiner law of triad, when elements are arranged in the order of their increasing atomic masses, groups of 3 elements or triad having similar chemical properties are obtained. The atomic mass of middle element of a triad will be equal to the arithmetic mean of atomic mass of other 2 elements. Children, the example you must be seeing on the screen, from first triad, if I take atomic mass of lithium which is 7, and if I am taking atomic mass of potassium which is 39, and I take out the mean of these atomic masses, I will get 23, and which is also a atomic mass of sodium. Children, he has shown this with calcium, strontium, barium triad. After extraction of the atomic mass of strontium in this triad, and he has also extract the atomic mass of bromine by the atomic masses of chlorine and iodine. Children, it is not sure that 100% exact atomic mass you will get by this thing, but approximate equal value we used to get. Now children, what all are the limitations or the failures of Dobereiner classification? Why this classification was failed? It was failed because that time all the elements which were known, he was not able to form triads. Dobereiner could identify only 3 triads, and other triad which he was. Now children, another attempt, that is Newland law of octaves. In 1866, Newland arranged the known elements in the order of their atomic masses, and he started with hydrogen and ended with thorium, and thorium was the 56th element. According to Newland, when elements are arranged in the order of their increasing atomic masses, the properties of the 8th element starting from the first element are the repetition of the properties of the first element. For example, hydrogen, lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen. These are the 7 elements in one row, and the 8th element is coming below hydrogen. So he is saying that hydrogen is similar to fluorine in terms of its properties. Or he said, let's start counting from lithium. Lithium is the first element, second beryllium, third boron, then carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine and sodium. Lithium is the first element and sodium is the 8th element. So every first element will similar with every 8th element in terms of their properties. This is what Newland described in his classification. Now children, what all are the limitations of Newland classification? Children, Newland classification was okay till calcium. After calcium, every 8th element does not possess the similar property to the first element. So, Newland law of octaves worked only with the lighter elements or up to with calcium only. Newland also assumed that only 56 elements exist in the nature and no more elements would be discovered in future. So, what happened? After some time, several new elements were discovered and which are not fit into the Newland law of octaves. And children, if you are seeing on the screen, he also fit 2 elements in one slot, and that too in one column, which are having very different properties also, like nickel and cobalt are put in one slot, fluorine along with the fluorine and chlorine. Children, you know very well this cobalt and nickel both are metals and chlorine is famous non-metal. So if I count from chlorine, the 8th element will come, which is cobalt. So cobalt is not a non-metal, but it is a very good metal. So his own law is not following in its octaves. That is why the Newland law of octaves was ruled out. And children, one more important observation is, children, certain triads like lithium, sodium, potassium, which were made by Dobereiner, is also being seen in Newland law of octaves. Are you seeing here? Lithium, sodium, potassium is the triad made by Dobereiner, and it is seen in Newland octaves also.